Hi, I'm Casey and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm here today to do the mid-year freakout tag. I really enjoy doing tags. I think they're a lot of fun and it's the middle of the year, so why not do a mid-year freakout tag? I'm looking it up on my phone right now. I haven't looked at any of these questions or at least committed them to memory anytime recently. I've been purposefully not watching any videos on BookTube that have done this tag, just so that I'm not like intimately familiar with the questions and have a bunch of, you know, already pre-thought out answers. You're getting this kind of, you know, raw and unfiltered. Okay, so the first question we have is the best book that you've read so far in 2022. 1 second, I can grab it. Okay, so the best book that I have read this year is Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This is following Dana. She finds herself bound through time and space to a young man who is the son of a plantation owner in the Deep South during, you know, slavery times in the United States. And this is an incredible book. It's absolutely amazing. We read this with my husband's parents, and it was something we all agreed on, is that it didn't feel like, it felt like a book that had been written recently. This did not feel like this had been written as long ago as it was, and it's absolutely incredible. Still completely holds up. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely pick it up if you can. How many times can I say absolutely in one video? Ooh, okay, so this one is best sequel you've read so far this year. Oh, I need to go to Goodreads because I don't think I've read many sequels, and I'm trying to think of this I'm trying to not just say sequels that I have read before, because it's easy to just be like, Dark Tower 2 and 3, they're absolutely amazing. But I think that's a little unfair because I have read them before. Same with the Expanse books. Yeah, it's kind of what I was afraid of. Okay, hold on. Let me grab it. Okay, if I was cheating, I would absolutely say Dark Tower 2 and 3, or Caliban's War, which is Expanse number 2, because these are some of my favorite sequels ever, and I have reread all of those this year. But I have not been reading a lot of sequels to things, so the only other sequel I've read this year, and without cheating, this has to be the answer, is A Darker Shade of Magic. Damn it, no, this is the first book. I had it shelved wrong, so I grabbed the wrong one. A Gathering of Shadows. This was only 3 stars for me. This wasn't, you know, a completely successful sequel for me, but it is the only other sequel I have read so far this year, so by default it's got to be this one. Okay, next question is new release you haven't read yet but want to. Ooh, okay, so there are a lot of these that I could say. One second. I don't want to dig it out right now, but I have Sundial by Katrina. I believe it's Katrina, not like Catriona or anything like that. Katrina Ward here. I purchased this new, so I obviously want to read it, but I don't want to dig it off the pile right now. There are a whole bunch of these. Hold on, I could just... Again, I need to go to Goodreads. Okay, let's just go through the list here of the most popular horror books of 2022, because there are a lot of these that I'm very interested in. The Hacienda by Isabel Canas, Devil House by John Darnell, Hyde by Kirsten White, The Violence by Delilah S. Dawson, Road of Bones by Christopher Golden, Just Like Mother by Anne Heltzel, Cherish Farah by Bethany C. Morrow, Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin. There are and Then I Woke Up by Malcolm Devlin. My brain is getting ahead of my mouth. There are a lot of new releases this year that I would just really, really love to get my hands on. And some of them I have holds for the audiobook or the physical book at the library. But some of these I think I'll just have to get around to next year. But we'll see how many of that long list of books I can get my hands on before the year is over. Oh, most anticipated release of the second half of the year. Oh, okay, I know. I just closed Goodreads. I need to look at a lot of those that I just listed. I'm pretty sure have already come out. Oh, I think that the answer for this question is probably going to have to be Babel by R.F. Kuang. I think that, or did that already come out? That may have already come out. No, it's coming out in August, so it counts. Okay, I'm very excited about that. I read the first book in the Poppy War series earlier this year, and hopefully I'm going to get around to finishing the whole series this year. But I really loved that one so much, and I'm excited to read something else from this author that isn't set in that same universe as the Poppy War, as far as I know. And so I'm really excited to get my hands on that one. Oh, biggest disappointment. Okay. My biggest disappointments. Hold on, I have one of these books here physically. Over here in my... Okay, we have 3 biggest disappointments of the year. I only have the physical... I only have the physical copy for one of them right now. And that is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I have very, very strong negative feelings about this. And it was very disappointing because I really thought it was going to be difficult, but that I was going to love this. That I was going to get to the end of this book and I was going to have found something worthwhile in it, and I found nothing. And this was a major disappointment. My other 2 biggest disappointments this year were The Wild Ones by Nafisa Azad. That one I just thought I was going to love. I thought I was going to give it 5 stars. I thought it was going to be incredible. I'd been trying to get my hands on it for a long time. And I got a library copy. Just wasn't quite for me. It was still a good book. It just didn't love it as much as I wanted to. And in that same vein, All Systems Red by Martha Wells. I just read that about a week ago. I haven't done my wrap up for June yet, so I haven't really talked about that one yet. But that one I was very disappointed in, and I will talk more about that one in my wrap up. Ooh, I like this next question. I always do this with these kinds of things where I'm like, ooh. And it's biggest surprise. Okay. Oh, I want to think about how I answer this. Okay, so my biggest surprise hits, which is how I'm interpreting this question, were 2 books, Gory Details by Erica Engelhaupt. I didn't expect to love that. I thought it was going to be good. I thought I was going to enjoy it. I thought I would have a lot of fun reading it. I did not expect to be so enthralled by that book that I was having difficulty putting the audiobook down. I want to get my hands on a physical copy as well. I loved it so much. I thought it was so incredible. And I don't know why. I just thought it was going to be okay for me. On paper, it seems like all the things that I really love in nonfiction. It's a little gross. It's a little strange. It's very, very much small essays doing a big dig into something, which I always enjoy. And I loved it so much. I can't stop thinking about it. And it was really incredible. And then the other one that I want to say here is another one that I've just read this month. And one second, I'm going to go through. Yeah. It's another one that I've read this month and that I haven't talked about yet on this channel. And that's The Between by Tana Reeve Dew. Oh my God. I have not had a book this year make me cry like that. When I'm listening to the audiobook in my house, when there are people in my house, having a D&D night, laughing upstairs, and I'm trying not to sob downstairs. It was so emotionally impactful. It rode the lines between, is this real, is this not, so expertly. It was absolutely incredible. And again, it's another one I'll talk about more in my wrap up, but holy shit, that one was amazing. And I did not, I expected to enjoy Tananarive Dew, but I didn't think that I was going to fall in love with that book as much as I did, and that I was going to feel so emotionally invested in Hilton and Dee Dee and Kaya and Jamil at the end, where it just gets my heart going when I think about it. And that was a very Southern thing to say, and I'm sorry. Oh, okay, so the next question is favorite new author, debut or new to you. Who have I really enjoyed this year? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. I think I have to do this. This is another favorite, and this is a newer author. I think that this is their only work out currently, or at least full-length novel. Let me double check that. Yeah, I see they've got a couple contributions to like some anthologies. This was, I believe, their first novel. And it's Gus Marino. This is another book that, again, I'm having a good June. Like, I've had some really major smash hits in June, and it's unfortunate that I'm just kind of now talking about them here instead of in my wrap-up, but it doesn't matter, whatever. This was incredible. This was amazing. I thought that this author discussed grief in such a captivating way, and in a way that, to me, felt... It's hard to explain. So, I've been dealing with a lot of grief the last year or so. There's been a lot of things happening in my life, and not really good things. And there's been a lot of grief, and this author talked about grief in a way that I have never seen anyone else talk about, in the small things. And in these small ways that people just impact your life when you're grieving. And I've never seen someone talk about it in a way that made such perfect sense to me as this author had. And it was just absolutely incredible. And I can't wait for them to come out with more works. Okay, so the next question is newest fictional crush. I don't really have fictional crushes. So I'm not going to answer that. I can say that it's still probably Eddie Dean, if that makes sense. That's not really new, though. I mean, I've had a crush on Eddie since, I was like 12. So, but yeah, I don't have any other... I don't develop new fictional crushes anymore. So, yeah. Okay, so newest favorite character. Okay, so I think for this one it has to be Alicia from A Touch of Jen. She's so bizarre, and it's such a bizarre book, but I really did love this book so much. It's another book that, just absolutely exceptional, and it's so weird, and I loved Alicia and how eccentric she was, and just how over the edge she goes, and how quickly and how deeply. I really loved reading about her. She's not a particularly likable character for the most part. She's better than Remy, mind you, but I really did love her as a character, and I think about her a lot. Oh, a book that made you cry. The Between by Tananarive Dew. I haven't had a lot of books this year that have elicited crying from me. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think it has to be The Between by Tananarive Dew, because I was kind of a wreck at the end of that one. I was very emotional about it, so we're gonna go with that one. A book that made me happy. Oh, let me once again go to Goodreads, scroll through, see what I can say. This one's gonna be You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. One second. I just scratched the shit out of my foot with my sandal. Helpful. This was just a really sweet, cute, fun, happy story. It dealt with a lot of serious topics, but it was really effervescent for the most part. It was really bright. It was really just delightful and sweet, and this one made me happy to read. Oh, the most beautiful book I've bought so far this year. I'm really bad at just picking one thing. So I picked 5. So we're going to kind of speed run these real fast. First here we have My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. I love this because how simple the cover is. I think it's absolutely eye-catching. I think it's really gorgeous. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Let me save that one for last, I think. Yeah, okay. The next one I have here is New Sons, original speculative fiction by people of color. Just look at this cover. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. The colors are immaculate. I love the entire design of it. I think it's a beautiful cover, and that's what this criteria was here. Also, just look at the back. Look at the way it just blends from here all the way to the back. It's absolutely incredible. Next, I have The Devourers by Indra Das. Another one I haven't gotten around to, but I love the bones. I love the rolled up parchment here, the flowers, this just beautiful, presumably a woman here. And again, it's got a gorgeous back. So yeah. Another one I have is A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy I. Lin. Again, just another really beautiful and bright cover with just a gorgeous person on it. I love it. And then my favorite cover that I've bought this year is Mrs. Death, Mrs. Death. I love the wolf, the rabbit, just the way it's designed. I think it's absolutely incredible, and this is my favorite cover. I'm gonna have to put this fucking desk back together. Okay, so the next question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Any of the Goodreads Best of Horror from 2021 that I haven't gotten around to, including My Heart is a Chainsaw, which is down there. 1 second. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything that I'm like, I need to read by the end of this year. It's a very quick way for me to start thinking about it and start easily not reading because I'm like, I need to read it, and I'm such a mood reader. It just completely saps my drive to read. But I'm kind of looking around, trying to think. Okay, so I'm going to approach the rest of this question from a perspective of that I really want to read by the end of the year, that I want to have off of my desk here onto my shelves or into a donate pile or whatever, because then I can tackle that question a little easier. I would love to get to the last 2 books in the Poppy War, the last book in the Shades of Magic series. I would love to get some series completely knocked out. That would make me feel really good. Seasonal Fears by Shannon McGuire, another one that I'm trying to make time for a reread of Middle Game before I start that one. But again, just kind of knocking these series out. I'm looking around, I'm thinking. I would really love to complete my reread of the Dark Tower books. I would feel really good if I could fit that all in this year. Same with my reread of The Expanse and moving on into the books of that series that I have not yet read. And if I could knock out the whole series, I would feel really good about it, but I'm already kind of behind. I was trying to do 1 book a month, and I'm like 2 or 3 months behind at this point on where I was. I've stalled out at book 4, but we'll see. Let me see, what do I have over here that I would really like to get around to? Oh, one second. Yeah, okay, this stack here, I would love to knock out a good portion of this stack. It would make me feel really good. I usually have this stack as like books I bought usually all at once. I had the stack initially, it wasn't any of these books, but it was this big book outlet Halloween purchase I made. So I had like 10 or 15 books over here that I've gone through all but one of them, but it's incorporated in the rest of the desk. And a lot of these I bought all at once. There are a couple that I've added to it since then, but would really love to get some of these books here knocked out, particularly some of the big ones. Novellas and short story collections I'll get around to eventually, but like The Cabinet, The City and the City, Certain Dark Things, Either Haunted, Carrion Comfort, any of that kind of stuff I would love to get around to this year as well. Am I going to? I don't know. Probably not, if I'm honest, but that would be nice. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking around and seeing. Oh, the other thing I would really love to get around to at any point in time this year is finally knocking out some of the really, 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 really old Christmas books I have on here that people bought for me several Christmases ago, before I was a lot more a lot more intentional about reading those books the year after I got them. So things like We Are Legion, We Are Bob here. Oh, The Sparrow, so I can read Children of God. Not seeing any others. Maybe those are the only two those may be the only two that I really have as like old Christmas books I haven't gotten around to. So, I know that was a lot of books, but yeah, that's how I'm going to answer that question. Favorite book to movie adaptation you've seen this year? I don't watch a lot of films. I don't think I have seen one this year. I'm trying to think. I really don't think I've seen one this year. Maybe I rewatched Annihilation with my husband. So I guess technically that one. I don't know. Oh, that's it. That's it. Okay. How ridiculous. Okay, so that's it for the mid-year freakout tag. I had fun. I think that this was kind of chaotic and kind of nonsense at one point. I think at one point this just devolved into me listing as many books as I could to try to force myself to get to some of these. But I hope you had a good time. I know I did. If you liked this, if you hated this, if you're anywhere in between, do algorithm things if you want. If not, I don't really care. But I hope you're having a fantastic day, or at least you're having an okay day and you're getting through it. And I'll see you next time. Don't watch this. Bye.